Thanks, Jeff.
Well, the injury to Craig Norman has obviously taken its toll. The Kettering defender has been substituted and replaced by 19 years old Wayne Duke, who started his pro career at Notts County.
Well, it's a real tactical switch now, because McNamara's gone from centre forward to centre half. Duke's come into a right wing back role, and Carl Schutt has gone into a more accustomed striking role, a role that he adopted very successfully with his many league clubs.
Here's Fisher. Somebody didn't realise he had it there for a second, but Bowden's back in possession now. And McNamara, the striker, now turned defender, has given it away to Stewart. Here's Mustafa. I tell you what, he doesn't need any encouragement to get forward, does he? What a run by Mustafa. And it's come out to Simba. And this time, no mistake. Well, yes, I thought for 1 second there from the reaction of the Kingstonian players that was going to be ruled out, but that goal stands. And Mustafa, who scored the winning goal last season, has made what could be the winner this season.
Well, what a run from Mustafa, and rightly so. He was the instigator. He's got to have travelled all of 30-40 yards. There he picks the ball up, and he's only got one thought in his mind: I'm going to attack this Kettering rearguard. Exactly what he did. He lets rip. The keeper makes an almighty hash of it. Simba very nearly did, and he thanks his lucky stars. The Frenchman follows up, as you'd expect strikers to do, and certainly a striker of his ability. But really, that was about Mustafa and how quickly he got onto the ball and drove forward. And Simba, the grateful striker.
12 goals now for the man on loan from Leyton Orient. The way he sunk to his knees and held his head in his hands, I thought for a moment the linesman had flagged and disallowed it. But it was sheer joy on the part of Amara Simba, who, remember, played here for the full French international team a few years ago against England. They lost that day. He also played here for Leyton Orient in the Division 3 playoff final last season. They lost that as well. Could he end his duck and finish on the winning side in this remarkable second half? With Kettering have come from a goal down to go 2-1 up and now find themselves 3-2 down.
That was quite ironic, actually. We heard Peter Morris before the game actually quoted as saying he didn't think there'd be many goals in this game.
Well, the free kick might have gone against Crossley there, but the referees let it go. Pitcher. Well, here he goes again, Mustafa. Open the doors, he's on his way. Oh! Bowden with a totally sliced clearance. Could have gone in the back of his own net.
I'll tell you what, just have a look at where Luckett is. You've got Mustafa breaking on the right side, and Luckett is near post. And that could have gone anywhere. And that really is about now how much emphasis Kingstonian have put on attack. They've gone 3-2 up, and you've got both their full-backs in the last third of the field.
Just confirming the latest substitution in this hectic period. Eddie Saunders on for Simon Stewart. He's the number 14 there. He comes into his direction. And it could have been a dramatic introduction with his first touch. In fact, he's committed a foul on Bowden. On loan from Woking at the moment, Eddie Saunders. And you'd expect him to be decent in the air. He used to play basketball for the Manchester Giants. You can see why. And Kettering get back into this game again. Well, it's a great run here by the substitute Duke, but the cross much too deep. 12 minutes to go, Brian. You wouldn't want to call this one at the moment.
Well, you wouldn't, because it really has had swings either way, but Kettering, well, in shape of Peter Morris now. He's contemplating another substitution. He finds his side now 3-2 down, having at one point in the second half looking pretty good, and Jeff Chappell at that stage was chasing the game. But now I really think that it's very difficult for managers now to even try and call it themselves.
Saunders' header. Amara. The early ball by Caddy was excellent. And this youngster's enjoyed himself today, the 18-year-old. Good in possession this time by Duke.
Kingstonian have done is just to pull Amara into a more midfield role, just allowed 2 to play up front. And they went with 3 at the start of the game, but now Amara's playing in midfield alongside Pitcher and Caddy, and Simba and Green are the 2 strikers to really forage up front, trying to hold the ball up, try to release any pressure that Kettering may put on in this last 10 minutes or so.
Well, so many talking points in this second half. And 4 goals. Here's Duke. The rebound was kind there for Kingstonian, but Green dispossessed, understandably getting a bit tired now, the teenager. Kettering have a free kick from a similar position from which they scored earlier. Here's Fisher. It was an awkward clearance by Mustafa, who's had a decent game and was harshly judged to have given away a penalty.
Well, he had to be on his guard because Setchell really needed to make a run a little bit earlier than he did. Shot had gone near post, but Setchell was looking to get in at the far post, but I think he's run himself into standstill. He's been substituted, but he's a wonderful game. He really has. He's been excellent in the manner that he's gone forward, and he's richly deserved applause.
He goes off to be replaced by Craig Hopkins, a midfield player, one of several who followed their manager Peter Morris from the East Anglian club Kings Lynn. Stoppage here for Cramp. It used to be a familiar sight, didn't it, in Wembley finals? These days the full-time pros are so fit it doesn't seem to be a problem anymore, but for these semi-pros, well, it's not a surprise, I think, that they're affected in the later stages of what's been a pretty hectic pace here today.
Well, it's a youngster Caddy, and he has put a lot of effort in to his game this afternoon, and you can understand why he's just feeling the effects of that.
Well, frustration for Peter Morris, who saw his side come from behind to take the lead and now trail in the last 10 minutes here. And those 5 goals mean that this is now the highest scoring final in the trophy for 7 years, since Wycombe Wanderers beat Runcorn by 4 goals to 1.